The best way of creating jobs is by enabling the private sector to do business easily, to do what it does best.
Nigeria well on the way to bringing down the unemployment figures. 9th Presidential Business Forum opens in Abuja. Economic leaders converge on Bali, Indonesia to push for a better global economy and closer economic ties. National Assembly set to reconvene on Tuesday. Anticipation high on how issues will play out. And veteran comedian Baba Salah goes home. A warm welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Joseph Johnson. Reading with me tonight is Dotun Oguyemi in Lagos, Ogochukuka is in Benin, and Sadia Umar Digi is in Sokoto for us. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says government is on the right track to cracking the unemployment problem. The Vice President at the 9th Presidential Quarterly Business Forum in Abuja says the Buhari administration is investing heavily in infrastructure, solving the power problem and generally enhancing the business environment. State House correspondent Jido Nifade reports.
Job creation has been a priority of the administration, says Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, as he addresses participants at the Presidential Quarterly Business Forum.
The best way of creating jobs is by enabling the private sector to do business easily, to do what it does best, so that opportunities are created in agriculture, in the agro-allied industry, in services, in manufacturing, and in all the other areas that the private sector is dominant.
As he explains, the administration is working through the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council to improve the business environment and working on several sector-based schemes.
If we spend 1 trillion, trying to bail out the poor in this country, we'll make a massive difference. Not 5 trillion, 1 trillion. Every year, spend 1 trillion will make a massive difference. So those are the real issues. I think that when we talk about employment, we've got to look at scale. When we talk about job creation, we've got to look at scale. But we've got to address that bottom of the pyramid, because that's the largest number of our people.
Presentations by Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Okechukwu Enelama, and Afolabi Imokwede, as well as other top government officials, emphasize efforts of government. Observations were made by participants and solutions preferred.
There should be more attention to vocational education for sustainable development. All these areas that can really help the employment and production of this employment can be physically looked into.
So a lot of the issues that are raised here have to do with pointing out to government areas in which people need assistance, areas in which people appreciate what government has done, areas in which people make suggestions.
Thank you to all of the State House. It's Gideon Ifade, NT News.
Now, Nigeria is joining economic leaders at the annual meeting of the World Bank and IMF in Bali to forge ties and build conversations geared towards improving the global economy. With the meeting set to take off, finance and economy correspondent Leah Katun Babatunde in Bali brings an update on expectations.
The Republic of Indonesia is home to the largest island in the world. It has a population of about 231 million people. Now, Bali is the tourism headquarters of Indonesia, and it is playing host to 189 finance ministers from around the world and 189 central bank governors also from around the world. Now, they're coming with a combined delegation expected to reach about 34,000 people. The Indonesian Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Mr. Rudiantara, tells of the implications of this convergence on Bali to the local economy and the global economy as well.
Immediate impact is to the economic for the Bali people. So because you can imagine 34,000 people get here, they will spend money, at least for the hotels, for restaurants, for transportation, etc.
These annual meetings of the World Bank and IMF is one of those being held outside Washington, D.C. And this is because the meeting moves out of D.C. every 3 years to a member participating nation. At the head of the Nigerian delegation is the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed. She will be accompanied by her counterpart from the Budget and Planning Ministry, Udoma, who will be here to share experience also and sell the idea of the ERGP to the world. Nigeria is representing all English-speaking countries on Africa, and also on the delegation will be the Governor of the Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele, who will be heading the monetary team. From Nusa Dua, Bali, I'm Leah Katun, Baba Tunde.
Thank you, Leah. And back home, Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to review MTN's $8.1 billion repatriation directive as oil prices drop at international market. Moplang Dakok has details on business news.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The $8.1 billion MTN Group Limited repatriation directive may be reviewed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The governor, Godwin Emefiele, who gave this hint, said the telecommunications giants and other parties involved have presented the Apex Bank with more documents explaining their defense. He emphasized that Nigeria has a conducive business environment, inviting investors, particularly to international observers. The new development will ease the pressure on MTN and bring both parties to a considerate truce. Oil dropped to around $83 a barrel on Monday, pressured by expectations that some Iranian oil exports would keep flowing after the U.S. reimposed sanctions, easing a strain on supplies. Brent crude, the international benchmark, was down by $1.07 to $83.09 per barrel. It had hit a four-year high of $86.74 last week. It's a green day on the Nigerian stock market today as the market cancelled the previous losses to begin the week. The all share index and market capitalization gained 0.19%. Transactions in the shares of Guarantee and FCMB topped the activity chart. Stanbic recorded the highest price gain of 42 naira 95 kobo per share. It was followed by Nigerian breweries and corn oil, while Presco, Etana, and ICO were the top worst performing stocks for the day. That's the package. I am Muplang Dakok.
The $200 million yearly budget for the Ogoni cleanup is almost ready, and actual remediation work begins by the end of this month. Minister of State Environment Ibrahim Jibril stated this during a visit by the British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, Larry Bufiels, to the Ministry of Environment. Mia Ogidi reports.
58 years after, Britain is still keeping check on our former colony, Nigeria, with a view of offering parental assistance and guidance in different sectors. With the pleasantries over, environmental issues took the center stage, and the increasing rate of plastic waste in the maritime sector, shredding of the forest space, leading discussions. Though global, the United Kingdom is concerned more on how Nigeria can address these issues as a Commonwealth member.
Towards climate adaptation in particular, but beyond climate, there are very many ways where we want to cooperate and support initiatives that are being driven by Nigeria.
This is the polluted Ogoni land in Rivers State, needing $1 billion to regain itself. Fund that the federal government has approved to make available for the cleaning up since June 2016. With preliminary work concluded and 180 out of the 400 contractors successfully selected, October ending may witness the commencement of real work.
And as I'm talking today, that account has been credited with a sum of about $177 million. The balance of 23 is expected to come from the refineries. Our target is to get boots on the ground before the end of October.
In all these areas of partnership, the working out of a framework was agreed and technical committee constituted to this effect. Mia Ogidi, NT News.
Let's turn our attention to the legislature because the Senate is set to reconvene after more than 3 months of its annual recess. The legislators are expected to give accelerated consideration to the executive communications pending in the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports.
24th of July 2018, the Senate embarked on its annual recess to reconvene on the 25th of September 2018. But on the 23rd of September, the clerk to the National Assembly announced the postponement of the resumption to 9th of October to enable members round off their party primaries. Some vital issues were unattended to as a result of the adjournment, such as the 2018 supplementary budget to fund the 2018 general elections, request for the approval of some key appointments for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and that of the Deputy Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria were also among the executive requests pending in the Senate. The strategic importance of some of these executive requests raised concerns from Nigerians who called on the National Assembly to cut short their recess and consider them. As a result, the National Assembly Joint Committee on INEC commenced work on the INEC budget during the recess.
Then also the Electoral Act. Those issues will actually be presented to the floor of the Senate.
And I hope that we won't have any cause to fight in the National Assembly.
Unfortunately, the National Assembly will not carry out any legislative function on its first day of resumption in honor of one of its members in the House of Representatives, Funke Adedoyin from Kwara State, who died during the recess.
Because of that, in line with the Parliamentary Convention, we are going to sit and adjourn immediately.
However, a major contending issue on resumption of the National Assembly is a change in party affiliation as it affects the leadership of the Assembly. Both leadership are now in the minority party. Therefore, decisions and resolutions are issues that is being put under close examination. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nko, NTN News.
A similar situation in the House of Representatives as it also prepares to resume plenary Tuesday in view of its leadership changing political calm during the long recess. National Assembly correspondent Lamiali says, just as in the Senate, this and others are issues which need urgent attention.
As legislative activities resume inside the Green Chambers, some key outstanding matters expected to be top on its agenda are the consideration and passage of the INEC budget for 2019 elections, the amended Electoral Act, as well as the supplementary appropriation bill.
The constitutionality or otherwise of the defection of the two presiding officers to the PDP is going to be in the front burner, and I think is going to elicit a lot of debate from the members of both the Senate and the House of Representatives with a view to arriving at a decision that is tandem with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the grand norm of the land.
All these, however, would likely be shifted as the House, in line with tradition, will observe a day of mourning in honor of Representative Olufunke Adedoyin, who died in September 2018 during recess. In the meantime, staff at the Rules and Business section were seen putting together documentations for the other paper preparatory to the resumption of plenary. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
We pause here for some messages, plenty more to bring you when we return, so stay with us.
Time to explore. Looks like a fun way to learn. Awesome! And this, I can learn new language. We are music. to play an instrument too? Cool! Games everywhere! Wow! Freebies! Free data, WhatsApp, and birthday credit? I love it here. I'm never leaving.
Play, explore, and learn with MTN M-Pulse.
As we mark our 47th anniversary, the Industrial Training Fund expresses its profound appreciation to all our stakeholders, especially the federal government, the National Assembly, ministries, departments, and agencies, employers of labor, and the organized private sector. Your unwavering support individually and collectively has ensured that as we approach Golden Age, we are still relevant and contributing significantly to the development of national manpower and driving national policy goals that require human capacity intervention in line with the vision of the administration of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. As we celebrate this landmark, we reaffirm our commitment to re-engineer and catalyze the Nigerian economy by providing cutting-edge interventions for our clients nationwide. Once again, thank you for standing by us. Announcer, Sir Joseph N. Ari, Director General and Chief Executive.
Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, in collaboration with Nigeria Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, invite housing industry stakeholders and the general public to the groundbreaking ceremonies of the National Affordable Housing Delivery Program for Nigerian workers. States, locations, and dates are as follows. Nasarawa State, along the new Kwandare Kefi Road, Lafia, Wednesday, 10th October. Kogi State, Westland Use, Zone A1, Krosha, Lokoja, Thursday, 11th October. Enugu State, Plot B4, Edebela and Suka Local Government Area, Monday, 15th October. Abia State, along Uzoakoli Road, Ubani, Umuahia, Tuesday, 16th October. Akwa Ibom State, Ikoton to Nsit Local Government Area, Abak Road, Uyo, Thursday, 18th October. Time is 10 a.m. prompt. Pilot program features 2 states in each geopolitical zone in addition to 2 special sites, Lagos and Abuja. 100 housing units per state and location. Everyone deserves a home.
The tastiest blue band with vitamins A, D, E, B6, B12, folic acid, and niacin. So important for kids' growth and development.
You can tell they're from a blue band home.
Spread every slice and give your kids the vitamins they need.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Can you supply 1,000 bottles of juice by noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, bye. Hello?
One day, I go any store and say I want everything.
Jenny, Auntie, please I need a loan.
One day, anything I want.
Hurry up.
Get it times 2. Someday, I'll be living.
Hello?
Sorry, me alone. Because I don't get the money, you downgrade me. Sorry, me alone.
The order is on the way.
Are you an entrepreneur looking for financing to grow your business? I have good news for you. The Development Bank of Nigeria now provides sustainable financing through commercial banks, microfinance banks, and other financial institutions with repayment terms of up to 10 years. Please do remember, paying back your loan in good time will give you access to more loans.
Development Bank of Nigeria, financing sustainable growth.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Chi.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural glow.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion containing unique berry extracts and UV protection to restore your natural glow and care for your skin.
Hello, here to pick up your sister? Mommy? Wow, such beautiful glowing skin.
Reveal your natural glow with Natural Fairness Body Lotion from Nivea.
Thanks for staying with us. The federal government's bid to guarantee safety of lives and property across the country has been reinvigorated with the inauguration of ad hoc defense and security think tank to support security agencies. Minister of Defense Mansur Muhammad Dan Ali says the committee is to address emerging security threats in the country.
A team like yours that need to advise the ministry on these threats as critical evaluation and performance of security agencies in handling emerging scenarios. It also requires provision of thought out and far-reaching advices by security experts and experienced individuals like yours.
We shall do all within our power to efficiently and effectively discharge the onerous responsibility bestowed upon us.
Musa Abubakar reports that the terms of reference of the Defense and Security think tank include strategic analysis of threats and vulnerability, as well as evaluation of strategic defense and security requirements of the nation. Now to some political matters, the All Progressives Congress has inaugurated a 6-man appeals committee to look into all petitions arising from the party's primary elections held nationwide. Political correspondent Saliu Abdullahi reports that the committee is headed by a former Edo State Governor, Professor Oserime Osumbo.
In line with INEC guidelines, political parties have concluded their primary elections and now have candidates into various elective positions preparatory to the 2019 general elections. National Secretariat of the APC is already playing host to both winners and losers during the last primary elections. National Chairman of the party, Adams Oshomole, wants members of the committee to urgently look into all matters arising from the petitions submitted and make decisions based on equity and fairness.
So we do need to fast track this process because from next tomorrow we'll begin to forward names to INEC. The bottom line is that between now and tomorrow, this process has to be completed. We must begin to fill the forms and send them to the people.
It is to ensure that all the stakeholders, all the aspirants, all those who have participated in the process have a sense of satisfaction that they have been fairly treated by the party.
Although no deadline was given to the committee, the party leadership, however, reminds them to consult the constitution of the party in carrying out their duty. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And the All Progressives Congress congratulates Alhaji Atiku Abubakar on his election as the 2019 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. In a statement, the party's acting National Publicity Secretary, Yakini Nabena, says this is in keeping with the party's belief in participating democracy and the electorate's right to freely choose from candidates in any political contest. In a related development, an aspirant at the just concluded People's Democratic Party's presidential primary, Governor of Sokoto State Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, has congratulated the winner, former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, in what he described as a transparent exercise, and urged all members of the party to roll out their sleeves and set to work as members of one united family. The Chairman, National Electoral Committee for APC Governorship, National and State Assembly primaries in Zamfara State, Major General Mustafa Abubakar, says none of the elections took place in the state as at the expiration of the deadline for political parties to submit list of candidates to INEC. Jamilu Ibrahim Gusau reports that the chairman stated this at a press conference in Gusau.
The new committee, led by Major General Mustafa Abubakar Gana, retired, which arrived in Gusau, the state capital, on Saturday, 6 October 2018 at about 4 o'clock in the evening, held meetings for several hours with all the aspirants and other stakeholders with a view to clearing the hurdles that militated against the conduct of the elections.
A question was asked whether or not the committee that came from Abuja conducted an election in Zamfara State. We did not. We still have our materials, and we hope to present our report to the headquarters in Abuja.
The chairman, however, said consensus has been reached amongst some aspirants of the National Assembly seats. Some of the APC governorship aspirants speak.
What happened today, to say the least, is unfortunate. It's really disheartening the way the development is coming up.
I feel sad because we tried in our own little way, to think of the best way to resolve this issue. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
The APC direct gubernatorial primaries in Zamfara State has generated tension in Gusau. Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Working Committee NWC of the All Progressives Congress APC has announced Alhaji Abdurrahman Abdurazak as winner of the Kwara State governorship primary. A statement by the party's acting National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Yakini Nabena, said Alhaji Abdurazak won with a total of 29,098 votes to defeat his nearest rival, Alhaji Yama Abdullahi, who polled 22,116 votes. The All Progressives Congress APC in Ogun State has elected candidates for 38 positions in the National and State Assemblies in the 2019 general elections. Lekong Agbonde reports that the state governor Ibikunle Amosun picked one out of the 3 senatorial tickets of the party at National and State Assemblies primaries held in the state on Sunday.
The chairman, APC National Legislative Primaries in Ogun State, Abubakar Ali Chiroma, announced the results of the National and State Assemblies primaries, which he noted was free and fair across the 3 senatorial districts of the state.
For Ogun Central, we have Ibikunle Amosun with 56,101 votes as the winner.
Candidates for the 9 federal constituencies were also announced.
I want to thank the INEC people who are here, the observers, and then those that are conducting the primary for doing a good job.
It has shown that our people are fully with us.
The 26 candidates for the Ogun State House of Assembly have also been announced, which include 4 of the current cabinet members who also won in their various constituency. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
The National Human Rights Commission has signed a memorandum of understanding with Human Rights Advancement, Development and Advocacy Center to monitor the electoral process before, during and after the 2019 general elections and recommend possible prosecution of electoral offenders. Correspondent Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports that the Commission also played host to Women for Women International, who are seeking collaboration with the Commission on women protection and empowerment.
Electoral violence in Nigeria has continued to hamper free, fair and credible exercise and putting its toll on human lives and property. This trend, observers say, is done with impunity and absolute disregard to the rule of law, as the perpetrators are neither prosecuted nor arrested. This MOU is, among other things, seeking to initiate a deliberate framework that will see to the arrest and prosecution of electoral violators to serve as a deterrent to others.
When that information, data is interpreted, you'll be able to analyze a whole lot of things that will help stakeholders. For instance, before you even enter into the elections, you need to be able to see what the terrain is talking about. What is the impact of hate speeches? What is the impact of election violence?
One of the ways to ensure right to vote is to ensure accountability and justice for human rights violation and abuses around the election. When people go to vote, they should be able to vote freely. If there are incidents around that, people need to be prosecuted for it.
On Women for Women International seeking collaboration, the Commission says women empowerment and protection, especially those in the rural communities, are some of the priority areas of the Commission. The Women for Women International has so far trained over 60,000 women on different skills in Enugu, Plateau, and Bauchi State. In Abuja, Ilyasu Aliyakubu, NTA News.
Epiton Security now. The police in Abuja says Ben More Bruce and Dino Melaye did not honor its invitation to answer questions bordering on disruption of public peace following a protest march to the police headquarters on Friday last week. Yenan J. Auta was at the FCT Police Command earlier in the day and filed this report.
Senators Dino Melaye and Ben Bruce were captured on camera for their active involvement in the disturbance of public peace, as it has to do with issues around Osun election. Police say they have a case to answer. They were given police invitation to the FCT command for further investigation.
At 10 a.m. up to 5 p.m. on Monday, 8th of October 2018, the FCT police said they are still waiting for Senator Dino Melaye and Senator Ben Bruce, according to the directive from the force headquarters that they should report at the FCT police command. Next line of action will be determined by the police. Ayena J. Auta, NTA News.
Ayena J, thank you very much for that update. Lagos is our first port of call with Dotun as our guide.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to Lagos. Continuous strengthening of the public service, especially stressed.
We are terribly sorry for the loss of sound from our Lagos Network Center. If we sort it out, of course, we will go back to Dotun in our Lagos Network Center. For now, let's go for another commercial break. Stay with us.
And dry conditions is hard. Causes the body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another.
What keeps you so cool, man?
Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
My promise to my child. I am not your friend. I am your mother. I will stalk you, debate you, and hunt you down if I have to. Because when it comes to protecting you, there's no such thing as too tough. That's why every night, I insist on Baygon Multi-Insect Killer for tough mosquito protection before bedtime. So I know my loved ones can fall asleep protected. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Kehinde suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
Your perfect family is under threat by germs. Infectious diseases are now the world's biggest killer of adults and children. These infectious diseases are caused by germs. They are everywhere. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily in unclean water, dirty surfaces, in the toilets, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes. Germs can cause deadly diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, flu, and cough. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's One Cup Flu for surface cleaning in your bathing water, in your laundry water, for first aid to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Introducing Dettol Antiseptic Liquid in Sachet for only 40 Naira.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold-time anti-cold tablet contains powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever.
Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, your visa to healthy living.
When I was a little girl, I loved spending time with Mum and Grandma cleaning the house. I was so excited to sing in the choir.
And your shirts are always so white.
I knew what Mum's secret was. Today, I'm a modern woman that still trusts the secrets passed down to me. It's Jik, of course. The original trusted bleach, which can be used all around your house for amazing results.
Shh, it's our little secret.
It's no secret. It's Jik's best ever extra whitening power. Just Jik it.
It's okay, I'm okay.
What happened?
It's just a little scratch, Mom. How can I play with bigger boys if I'm afraid of little scratches, right?
What comforts a mother most is to see her child growing up.
Done, I'll go.
Of course. But I know that as he learns to be brave, he'll face even more germs and the risk of infection.
That's why you need Dettol protection, because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Fake news which is shared for malicious purposes is a danger to our peace and security in Nigeria. Misinformation as fake news is a serious threat to our hard-earned democracy and promotes hatred and misunderstanding between our communities. We are all responsible for stopping the spread of fake news in its tracks. So, always check the source and credibility of any news item. Say no to fake news. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
You're still watching NTN Network News with me, Joseph Johnson. Let's now take you to Enugu State, where Southeast Zonal Office of the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PTAD, has opened in the state. The Executive Secretary of PTAD, Sharon Ikazo, made this known when she flagged off the 28th Zonal Stakeholders Meeting of the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate in Enugu. Jergonu Aro reports.
The theme of the stakeholders meeting is putting pensioners first. Executive Secretary PTAD, Sharon Ikazo, while addressing pensioners from the 5 states of the Southeast, gave them assurance that all is being done to make the process of capturing and documentation of uncaptured pensioners stress-free. She commended the pensioners for their selfless service to their fatherland.
That is the essence of PTAD. Your labors shall never be in vain. To me, it is the greatest injustice that a worker would work and not receive his wages. So the current administration has been paying pensions up to date, and you can attest to this. But we do have arrears that we adhere.
The Commission is satisfied with the progress made by PTAD towards developing comprehensive and credible database for all pensioners under the Defined Benefit Scheme, DBS.
Goodwill messages came from the Public Complaints Commission, National Union of Pensioners, and Association of Retired War-Affected Police Officers. Over 30,000 pensioners previously not on payroll have been enrolled across all geopolitical zones of Nigeria. In Enugu, Chiegonu Aro, NTN News.
The central message of Nigeria Labour Congress NLC on the occasion of 2018 World Day for Decent Work is enforcement of labour laws across Nigeria. Omenka Marachuku reports that it was marked with a rally in Abuja.
Joshua has been working for 11 years and has been marking the Workers' Day, but has no idea what Decent Work Day means.
World Day for Decent Work. I have not heard about it before. This is my first time.
Joshua is not left alone. Many workers don't know what decent work means. Perhaps that made International Trade Union to choose 7th of every October to enlighten the world on decent work and labor rights. More than 780 million people are estimated across the world to be receiving less than what can take care of their basic needs. The Nigerian Labour Congress is therefore using the 2018 edition of Decent Work Day to promote the theme change the rule to support decent work.
If a worker works 24 hours per day without his consent, without shift allowance, is akin to slavery.
Already, Nigerian government and the labor movement are in talk not only review the national minimum wage, but also improved welfare of Nigerian workers. In Abuja, Omenka Marachuku, NTA News.
Soccer has come the way of rural community in the FCT following an assessment visit by a team from the Federal Ministry of Health and the confirmation that there is no outbreak of a blindness-related disease, but conjunctivitis infection. Now, the team from the Federal Ministry of Health took eye treatment to the community where all those affected benefited.
The announcement of the arrival of the officials from the Federal Ministry of Health, led by consultant ophthalmologist Dr. Ibrahim Kana, got affected members of the community, young and old, troop out in their number for the free eye treatment, which is followed by a health talk on personal and environmental hygiene.
Many of them actually have one problem or the other, but the good news is that there are problems that are actually treatable. We came with a wide range of drugs, from anti-allergic drugs to analgesics, and also some other drugs for other minor illnesses, which were able to intervene as we see the patients.
But the government has responded our calling that we have problem of eye that affecting the community and entirely, and also we publish it and government respond. Today I'm very grateful that to say thank you the government.
Beyond the treatment intervention, is this food for thought?
This is a makeshift community, therefore one cannot say you can really come and set up a primary health center per se, but they will definitely benefit from regular outreach, medical outreach activities.
Ruga community is a slum in the outskirts of the Federal Capital Territory, located along the airport road. In Abuja, Rabi Abdullah, NTA News.
Time now to join Sadia in Sokoto for more reports. Sadia, it's good to see you.
Joseph, welcome to Sokoto. Federal government's homegrown school feeding program has formally taken off in Sokoto State. Lalata Abdullahi reports that more than 300,000 pupils are expected to benefit from the feeding program.
Yakub Muazu Model Primary School Sokoto is the venue where the feeding program was launched. The homegrown feeding program, initiated by the federal government, is meant to feed primary pupils in primary 1, 2, and 3 on daily basis. With the launching of the feeding program, 1,881 primary schools in Sokoto State are expected to be the beneficiaries. Secretary State Universal Basic Education Board Alhaji Farouk Shehu commended federal government for the program, expressing the belief that the feeding program will enhance enrollment and retention of pupils. He said as part of efforts to support the program, state government will also come up with a feeding program to cater for pupils in primary 4, 5, and 6.
We sensitize them, we hold meetings and inform them of how to go about this program. So you have no reason whatsoever or no excuse, and nobody can manipulate that.
Abdullahi Altuna Durba, who represented Permanent Secretary, State Ministry of Education, said state government has provided kitchen utensils and food flasks to the pupils for the proper takeoff of the feeding program. He called on parents to always send their children to schools in order to make government's effort of providing quality education a success. In Sokoto, Dalat Abdullahi, NTA News.
Kebbi State government has procured relief materials worth millions of naira for distribution to flood victims in the state. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports that the chairman State Emergency Management Agency Alhaji Sani Dododo disclosed this while inspecting the materials at the warehouses.
And rice, as well as building materials like roofing sheets, cements and nails, among others. Other items are clothing materials and household utensils. The chairman State Emergency Management Agency Alhaji Sani Dododo said all the 21 local government of the state were affected by the flood disaster this year, but 7 of the local government are the most devastated. The chairman said a committee will be set up to ensure transparency and the judicious distribution of the items.
Anybody among the committee members or whatever you can call it, or traditional rulers or anybody that will catch, taking a measure, will deal with them decisively.
The chairman, who commended the state government for the release of funds to procure the items, assured the affected communities that more contribution will come from the National Emergency Management Agency. The most affected local government in Kebbi State are Dandi, Bagudo, Kokobese, Ngaski, Shanga, and Yauri on the bank of River Niger. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Sokoto. It's now back to Joseph in Abuja for more news. Good evening.
Sadia from our Sokoto Network Center there. From Sokoto, let's go to Benin, where Ogochukuka is standing by for more stories. Ogochukuka.
Hello, Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The federal government has given out over 4 million naira as startup seed fund to 17 young innovators under the social investment program at the South-South Innovation Hub in Benin City. Goodluck Enaini reports that the beneficiaries were among youths who pitched their ideas for an opportunity to clinch the seed fund when Vice President Yemi Oshibajo inaugurated the hub in the city early this year.
Chinedu Ikemefuna, Jackson Ozidi, and Laura Okunwola were among the over 4,000 who applied for the program after interaction with Vice President during his visit to inaugurate the South-South Innovation Hub. Today, they are among the 17 to enjoy federal government support, having convinced their benefactor of the functionality of their problem-solving innovation.
I'm into sports revamp. It's dedicated to enhancing the performance of children academically using sports as a tool.
The money is going to help us facilitate things that we already had on ground.
Governor Godwin Obaseki, represented by the Chief of Staff, Taiwo Akerele, lauded the federal government's initiative.
We are so excited that there's sustainability in what the Vice President has come to do. We are now going to set targets for them.
We want to create employment, and we're taking it not just from the level of giving them jobs, but also making them employers of labor.
Since its inauguration, the hub has become a productive center where talented youths get creative, proffering solutions to the nation's problems. In Benin, I am Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
The affirmation of President Muhammadu Buhari as the standard bearer of the All Progressives Congress in next year's presidential election has been described as a positive development for the country's stability. Some Nigerians who spoke in Akure see it as an attestation to his integrity. Toyin Batire reports.
The over 7,000 delegates at the weekend converged on the Eagle Square, Abuja, to adopt President Buhari for a second term after scoring over 14 million votes in the primaries. Reacting to this, some stakeholders said the affirmation of his candidacy by the APC delegate is a right step in the right direction, considering his achievements in all sectors of the economy, stressing that this will spur him to plan ahead better things for the country.
One of the major factors that Buhari has is integrity. And is what we believe that can drive the process to success.
I will always support Buhari as president of Nigeria because of his stand against corruption.
The little that Buhari has done in this country, I'm satisfied with his government.
President Buhari has since accepted the nomination, which clearly indicates that he will contest the presidential race with other parties' presidential candidates in the forthcoming general elections. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Benin. Joseph, it's back to you.
Thank you, Ogo. Well, do stay with us here at NTN Network News. We'll take a short break. We'll be back.
Party primaries and internal democracy is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. All sides of the issue under cross-examination. Tuesday Live, 10:30 p.m. every Tuesday, promises to be educative and incisive. Don't be left out.
Caring for the patients of typhoid and diarrhea is our responsibility. And these illnesses are often spread due to eating with unclean hands, so I recommend Dettol. as it protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. That's why I want to be Dettol sure. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural glow. Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion containing unique berry extracts and UV protection to restore your natural glow and care for your skin.
Hello, here to pick up your sister? Mommy? Wow, such beautiful glowing skin.
Reveal your natural glow with Natural Fairness Body Lotion from Nivea.
Helen! Your kitchen gets 10 out of 10. Thank you. This also gets a 10. Should we see the toilet now?
Sure.
This gets just 1.
It is clean.
But not perfect 10.
Better than my detergent and bleach? Impossible.
Challenge? Try the new Apic 10X.
Compared to bleach and detergent, Apic sticker formulation removes yellow stains times better, giving you a sparkling clean toilet.
Wow.
Now you also take that
Apic 10X challenge.
Also available in 200 ml pack.
Madam. Brought us as usual.
As usual.
Mm.
You have no problem.
For the three put
You are welcome, sir.
as usual. Yeah. I was.
You take that one. Yeah, that one. You don't understand? We want Nigerian homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have. You don't have.
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
And how they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Let's check in on some sports now. Nationwide League One Division 2 gets 8 new teams as Nigeria Cricket Federation repositions for 2019. Kenema Abudike brings us more on Sports Update.